is Tanusani, Toastmaster Tanusani, and I am the Sergeant at Arms for meeting for the online meeting of the Toastmasters group of storytellers and Leaders Connect. I warmly welcome all the members and guests, and I now call this meeting to order. So today's theme is empty spaces, chosen by the TMOD, TM Mehak Kapoor. And we all get empty spaces in our day before a meeting, while traveling between two tasks. And most of us fill them by scrolling our phones or doing something unimportant. But these can be big. If we use them productively, they can turn out to be something bigger. So, before we begin, let me share a few meeting guidelines. Please keep your microphone on mute unless you are speaking, and this protects us from the unnecessary noises of pressure cookers or barking dogs or surprise family commentary. And please keep your cameras on if possible. And if you're a role player, if you can, rename yourself with your name and role. So, and also please use that chat box to appreciate the speakers and participate actively. Now, the our club mission, we provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self confidence and personal growth. With this, I would like to invite our presiding officer, Toastmaster Mohit Sahni, to begin the meeting. Over to you, Toastmaster Mohit Sahni.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tanav. Huge round of applause for Tanav in his debut role as Sergeant at Arms today. I think, um, fantastic beginning to your journey as a Toastmaster, Tanav. And I'm super happy today, actually, because today we have all the recent joiners join into the meeting. We have Toastmaster Tanav, who recently joined us. We have Umesh in the meeting, and we have Toastmaster Geeta. They are our newest joiners. And I would like to take this opportunity to briefly ask you, Tanav, like what is it that you like about the Gavel journey, and the what is it that you're looking forward to in the Toastmasters journey?
Uh, I've been in cables off and on for quite some time now, although I've not attended a meeting for more than a year now. But I really appreciate the environment that Gables and Toastmasters as a whole provides us. It encourages us to speak, which is one of the most common fears in everybody's life. And I think that I've able to know get through that, and I can speak in a crowd of people fluently and without being very hesitant. So that's probably getting better at it over time, improving even from here. It's going to be a wonderful journey connecting with various Toastmasters. Uh, and it's going to be a wonderful journey from here. Thank you.
That's great. Thank you for sharing that, Tanav. And exactly, I think you hit the nail on the head, right? This is a place which gives us an opportunity to come on the stage. We were doing some backstage chats a little while ago where we said that we are feeling uncomfortable. Geeta ji was saying she's like taking up this role for the first time. But that's the beauty, right? We get on the stage, we face our fears, and in the process, we grow as an individual and as a better communicator and leader. So thank you for sharing that, and wish you the best from all of us. Toastmaster Tanav, a huge round of applause for Tanav again. And let me bring up this welcome post that we did for our newest joiners. So it will be good to see it now that everybody is here. Right. So welcome, Toastmaster Tanav, once again. We have welcome back for Toastmaster Umesh. Toastmaster Umesh is here today, and he's completely an experienced Toastmaster. He's been a Toastmaster for a long time and taken up some uh, district officer roles also. He was the logistics manager previously. And very recently, Toastmaster Umesh had secured the third place in the area contest for the international speech contest, which happens. So, Umesh, I can't stop myself from inviting you on the stage and sharing your experience in one or two lines about your journey as the area contestant for international speech contest. Please, Umesh, if you can come on the stage. Okay. Umesh can't speak for 5 minutes. Okay, we will have you back in a little while. Meanwhile, Geeta ji, our new Toastmaster, she's a gazetted officer in Ministry of Power, and something she always shares is that her son has actually insisted her to join Toastmasters. So once again, welcome, Geeta ji. And so far, you've attended one meeting, and we you've interacted with us in the group chats and all. Would love to hear a few words from you about how your feeling is being a Toastmaster.
I am feeling good because I have never spoken in any public place or any college or in school. So I'm little bit hesitant. I'm feeling that in near future, like in my office, this Women's Day or some officer has to go when they say that speak two words, speak two lines or few lines. So I got so scared. But now a recent meeting has happened in the office, like on this woman harassment and posh. I could speak few things. So what I believe in one meeting, I have a courage to at least speak few things, which in the previous meeting I used to keep mum, like a bilkul kuch nahi bolna. Like I could speak few things, not much, but I could. So I felt that in one meeting I could speak few things. Like in near future, I have more 4 years to left in my office, and many meetings take place in our office. So I thought ki sometimes I will lead the role or what I believe that I want to speak in my office. That's why this is the only motivation for the Toastmaster.
Thank you, Geeta ji, for sharing that, and round of applause for you. And it means a lot for hearing that from you, Geeta ji, because if one meeting can bring about a little change that you're mentioning, then imagine coming here week after week. What would it mean in a period of 6 months to 1 year down the line? So thank you, Geeta ji,
Thank
and
you so much.
welcome once
Thank
again.
you. Thank you.
I'll stop sharing and I see we have some guests present here today. I'll like to bring you on the stage, Kashish, for sharing with us what brings you here. What's your motivation? What are your expectations? Please share it in a few words.
Yeah. Hi everyone. My name is Kashish and I am based out of Chandigarh. So I work in a US based company and in that communication is a key skill that is much required because it's a client facing role. Although I work in a finance department, but yeah, I have to connect with clients to explain them the nitty-gritties of the business. So one of the director from our learning and developing department asked me to join the Toastmaster. Like he is very fond of this and he do this like every weekend. So he asked me to join the club. I thought of not joining his club as I think otherwise my office and weekends would be same. So I thought of like searching it myself on website and then got the contact of Toastmaster Mohit, and we had a talk yesterday or I think day before yesterday. And my major purpose of joining the club would be like to improve the leadership and communication skills. That is the primary purpose. Other thing is to get at least 2 or 3 hours without scrolling, which otherwise would have been spent in scrolling, because in weekends this is the thing that I usually get to. So these are the two primarily things for which I look forward to join the club.
Thank you, Kashish. Huge round of applause and welcome once again. You are in the right place because this is the place where we actually avoid doing all those things like scrolling and all, which we shouldn't be doing. We all know that, but then there's something that keeps on, it's like an addiction, keeps us bringing back to it over and over again. So personally, I think during the times of Corona, right, when there was so a lot of negativity and all, we shifted from physical meetings to in-person meetings. And one thing that I give Toastmasters credit for is that it used to keep me away from all the negativity, all the negative news that was coming all the time, and we could think about something positive and learn with each other, collaborate and all that. So you are in the right place, and there will be a lot of opportunity here to take up leadership and learn leadership and practice leadership and communication. And that brings me to the next thing which I wanted to share is that we recently had our division contest, and I will be very happy to have a few lessons learned from our division contestants also. All three of them are here actually, right? We had Toastmaster Mehak and Toastmaster Deepti who participated in the table topics contest, and Toastmaster Kanika who participated in the international speech contest as our club contestant. So maybe in a very brief, like one line, Mehak, we will start with you. What was your experience like being in the division contest yesterday?
So starting with, I think it was a great experience. For to begin with, it was my first time that I spoke in a large gathering in an offline setup. For me, it has never been in a contest that I went to an offline setup and spoke in front of a large gathering. So first of all, it was a really great experience. I overcome my fear of standing in public and speaking in a spontaneous manner. So thanks to Toastmasters, first of all, for this giving me an opportunity coming up on stage, and I'm able to overcome that fear of speaking in public. I think the lesson that I've learned is keep giving more speeches, keep turning up for the Toastmasters meeting. Eventually and soon enough, you will get there and you will make through the contest as well. It's a thing that will keep on happening. You win or you lose, that's a separate thing, but showing up at the contest is just a learning for every one of us.
Great. Thank you, Mehak. Huge round of applause. And I follow John Maxwell, who always says you either win or you learn. There's nothing called losing. And that's exactly what you all have come back with. You did not win the trophy, but you've won, you've learned a lot, and you've grown in the process. So, Deepti, very few, like maybe one or two lines, your experience.
So then one or two lines, I think I'll echo Mehak's thoughts totally. I am a passionate Toastmaster, and Toastmaster for life is what I will choose to call myself. Contests keep happening. They are little benchmarks which help us, record our progress, see where we are. And that's about it. If it is at all, it's a competition with ourselves only. So that's how I see it. Yes.
Great.
That's all I would want to say. An amazing learning experience every time we meet Toastmasters outside our group too. So that's how.
Exactly. Yeah. Thanks, Deepti, for sharing that. It's like we are all working towards becoming a better version of our own selves. We don't have a competition among each other. It's all a competition with our own selves. So thank you for sharing your views. And Kanika, I know you are still setting up the place, but I would want to check, are you able to share in a few lines how your experience was in the international speech contest yesterday, division level?
Yeah. It was an amazing experience. Actually, I have never given a speech on a stage after growing up. As a kid, I have. So for me, it was something, it was my debut and it was special to me. And here I realized what great speakers we have. It was amazing to see all the ISC speakers, the level at which they were. Definitely, it was a great contest, and I'm proud to be a part of it. But I have miles to go, so yeah, that's what I will say.
Thank you, Kanika. Yeah, that's exactly right. When we get out of our comfort zone, that's when we realize there are so much more things to learn, so much things to grow. So thank you once again, and we are proud of all of you. You represented us at the division level, and it's no small feat. So let's have a round of applause for all our division contestants. And Umesh, let us know whenever you are ready. We would like to hear from you as well. Meanwhile, I see that we have Sangeeta present with us today. Sangeeta, would you like to come on the stage and share with us what brings you to the meeting today? Hi, Sangeeta. You are not audible. Okay, looks like there is something with your audio connection. Sangeeta, maybe you want to check that. We'll come back to you. And with that, unless Umesh, if you're ready, we can have you for a minute. Otherwise, we'll want to continue. Okay, we will continue with the meeting. And now it's time for me to bring on stage our Toastmaster of the day, none other than Toastmaster Mehak Kapoor. A huge round of applause and welcome, Mehak.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mohit, for a warm welcome. Good morning, everyone, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I would like to start with the theme for the meeting, that is empty spaces in our lives. A little background about the theme, why I selected it. It is one of a story that's been said in class 12 books. That's by Umberto Eco. The chapter called is The Interview. So there's a person, Umberto Eco, he is being interviewed by one of the persons, and there's one very short line that he says, like, I do not let the time go waste. Even if I'm in a lift, I would write a paragraph. So that line is being said by him, and he shares his experiences that there are certain moments in our lives that are called as empty spaces. These are not loneliness, or when we say empty spaces, it's not that something is missing. It means there are small, unnoticed gaps in our day. Maybe a few seconds in a lift, a gap, the quiet moment before a meeting begins. For instance, this Toastmasters meeting begins. We just had those 2 seconds or 3 seconds, that quiet moment, the pause between two thoughts, or even the silence before we fall asleep. These moments where nothing seemed to be happening, but because nothing is happening, so these moments feel unnoticed. We assume that these moments mean nothing, but this is not true. And this is what the writer has believed to be being said in the chapter as well. He said that he used the time in the lift as well, not to check his phone, but to think, to reflect, and even to write mentally. He didn't see these moments as empty spaces, he saw them as hidden opportunities. Now, our life is also very busy. We are just uncomfortable with emptiness. But the truth is that empty spaces exist everywhere. They exist when we are waiting, maybe in a line, when we are not distracted. We are simply present. But instead of embracing them, we try to fill them. We sometimes scroll, we check for notifications, we seek noise in every moment because this silence feels awkward. Now think about the time when you're traveling in lift, and how many of you must have popped open your phone and just scrolled through it? Sure. Maybe give a raise of hand if you have been traveling in lift and you're just scrolling your phone. Well, quite a few. And this is something which is an impulse reaction. It happens with everybody. Yes, Neetal, you have raised your hand.
Yeah, we do have that instinct to start scrolling wherever we are. Though we don't get notifications or anything.
Yes,
the habit.
exactly. Exactly. So this is basically the empty space. We check notification, we seek noise because silence is something that feels unproductive for us. And maybe that's where we are going wrong. Now, I will give you a few situations, and if you relate to them, just raise your hand. You are standing in a lift in a complete silence with strangers, and you feel like you're doing nothing. Well, yes, exactly. You are early to a meeting and you're just sitting there waiting for it to begin. Well, that's an empty space in our life. You finish your task, and for a few seconds, there is nothing for you to do next. Again, an empty space for you. You are sitting by yourself with no conversation, no noise, just you. Well, yes, that's an empty space. I will just want you to believe that this empty space is not equivalent to being unproductive. So if you're thinking that this empty space is unproductive, that's not true. You wake up early and the world around you is still quiet and slow. Is that an empty space for you? Okay. You are lying in your bed before sleeping with just your thoughts. An empty space. Now, one last question. How many of you feel completely comfortable in these type of situations or in these moments of your life? Well, yes, exactly. That feeling, that slight discomfort, the urge to do something, that is what I mean by empty spaces in our lives. Not moments filled with distraction, but moments where we are left alone with time, with silence, and with ourselves. But that moment feels like unclaimed. These moments, these empty spaces are not unproductive. They are unclaimed moments in our lives. Now, since we have identified these empty spaces, the question is, what can we do actually with them? Because the goal is not to make every moment productive. It is to make every moment meaningful. Think about your day, about your goals, or even a random idea. The goal is to think about this in the empty moment or in the unclaimed space in your life. We'll talk about this in detail, but let's not have empty moment right now at the moment. And I would like to share that in a Toastmasters meeting, the meeting is divided into 3 segments. The first one being the prepared speech session, wherein the prepared speakers will give a speech according to the pathway they have selected from Toastmasters International. The second segment being the impromptu speaking session, that is the table topic segment, wherein the speaker will get a topic in which they are supposed to speak for about 1 to 2 minutes. And the last, the most important segment of any Toastmasters meeting, that is the evaluation segment. The general evaluator will provide the overall feedback for the meeting. Now, without any further delay, I would like to invite on stage our general evaluator for the meeting today to carry forward and to invite the tag team. Let's have Toastmaster Mohit on stage as our general evaluator for the meeting.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mehak. As the general evaluator for the meeting, my role is to look at everything that happened before, during, and even after the meeting. So I'll be closely evaluating or looking at what are we doing well and what can we do better. This is a humongous task which I cannot do alone. So I have a team which will help me achieving this. And the timer for the day today, I would like to invite the timer on the stage, and I'll need some help to check who the timer is today.
I'm the timer.
Okay, perfect. So let's bring on stage our timer of the day, somebody who's a fitness freak, somebody who keeps us on our toes in the meetings also, so that we continue on our learning journey. So let's welcome Toastmaster Neethal with a huge round of applause to explain her role today as the timer. Yeah, over to you, Neethal.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mohit, and thanks for the lovely introduction. So today I took up the timer role. So time is important. We have to fill our time with not with empty spaces, not with scrolling, but with something useful that is meant to be productive. And today we are filling it with speeches, table topics, and the evaluation. To keep in check how everyone performed and within their time limits, I'll be showing the green card yellow card and red card. So speech will be of 6 to 7 minutes. So we have two speakers today, Toastmaster Hirinder and Toastmaster Chintan. And then we will have the table topics where it will be for 1 to 2 minutes. So at 1 minute, I'll be showing green card. At 1.5 minutes, I'll be showing yellow card, and 2 minutes red card. So I'll encourage everyone to speak, to start dialing down your speech or the table topics when the yellow card comes up, and utilize the maximum of the time. And the evolution will be of 2 to 3 minutes. So 2 minutes green card, 2.5 minutes yellow card, and 3 minutes red card. All the best to everyone, and I'll keep the check on time. Over to you, Toastmaster Mohit.
Thank you, Toastmaster Neethal. I so appreciate your presence of mind, how you're able to perform so well in the role, even though this role was decided in the meeting itself, something for me and I guess for others to learn as well. Thank you once again. And that takes me next to invite our grammarian for the day, for which we have our debutant role player, Toastmaster Geeta. Over to you, Toastmaster Geeta, if you could explain your role as the grammarian for today.
Yeah, hello. As you have given me this role, I'm little bit scared to take this role because being a newcomer, but because of your encouragement, I have took this role. And what I have studied, that as a grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay attention to all the speakers, what are they saying and what words they are using, and any misuse of English language also, and the outstanding words and the quotes. And as a grammarian, it's my duty to, as you have told me, I have to give one word. So one word which I would like to give today is nihilism. Nihilism, Nihilism. Nihilism means a philosophical belief that life is without objective and meaning. Nihilism is a philosophical belief that life is without objective and meaning, without any purpose or value. The word of the day is nihilism, which I and my son worked out to find the word. So with this, I end my speech. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Geeta. I have never heard that word, nihilism, but it's a beautiful word. And the meaning, like you mentioned, is belief that life is without meaning. Definitely something.
Belief, a
Yes.
philosophical belief that life is without objective
Without.
and meaning.
Yes, yes. We are already triggers our mind in so many directions the moment we hear a word like that. So definitely want to see how I and other people in the meeting can use that word today. And every time that word nihilism is used in the meeting, we all should encourage each other with a thumbs up, either a virtual thumbs up or a physical thumbs up. So let's encourage people to use that word of the day. And Toastmaster Geeta, at the end of the meeting, we will request you once again to come on the stage to share how many people used the word of the day, who were the people who used the word of the day, and any other observations you have as the grammarian. So for 1 or 2 minutes, we would like to have you back on the stage at the end of the meeting. But thank you once again. I'm so glad you took up this role today and taught us something new. Toastmasters is all about encouragement, and this is Toastmasters has taught me to encourage other people, and I'm so glad that I was able to do that and have you on the stage today. So with that, let's hand it over back to our Toastmaster of the day.
Our counter will be Kanika.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, Neethal. Thank you. Once again, your presence of mind comes in action. I would like to invite our counter of the day, Toastmaster Kanika, to come on the stage and share how she would be performing her role today. Kanika, you are there, right? Okay, over to you.
Okay, this is a total surprise for me. I have just got to know that I'm the counter of the day. I had absolutely no clue. I thought after yesterday, today will be a relaxed day for me. So anyway, so as the counter for today, My role is to observe all the speakers and see if they are using the filler words like so, and as Toastmaster Mehek says, that empty spaces. We don't want empty spaces, so we fill them with these words, these filler words. So we have to, I'm using so many times. So we need to avoid using these words. And the purpose of doing this, tracking the R's and ums, is to help us become better speakers so that we are alert of how much we have used and we avoid using it in future. I will come at the end of the meeting when invited by the general evaluator to give my report of how this meeting has gone with regard to the filler words. Thank you.
Huge round of applause for Toastmaster Kanika. And thank you for being a sport. This is another aspect of Toastmasters. Like life throws at us these unexpected challenges and we have to deal with them. And that's exactly what we see Toastmaster Kanika doing today. Thank you once again. And with that, I would, before I bring Toastmaster Mehek on the stage, just to share that I'll come back to present my own report about how the overall meeting went. And I'll also request all my role players, all my team of Tag, Timer, R-Counter, and Grammarian to come on the stage and share their reports with us. Now, without further ado, let's call on stage Toastmaster Mehek Kapoor.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mohit, for inviting your tag team and for sharing your role as the general evaluator. We'll see you towards the end of the meeting. Now, as we've recognized the empty or other unclaimed spaces in our lives, we will see something like how, instead of escaping these moments, we can start using them simply to be present, more aware, and to be intentional. In the next segment, we will see that what is one thing we could do next time to find yourself in an empty moment. But before that, we will begin with our prepared speech session. And I would like to invite on stage our first prepared speaker, that is Toastmaster Hirender. For inviting him on stage, I would like to invite his evaluator, Toastmaster Neetal, to please come up on stage.
Toastmaster Deepti.
Toastmaster Deepti.
Okay, sorry. Toastmaster Deepti, to please come up on stage and to please share the objectives and the project details for Toastmaster Hirender's speech.
So thank you so much, Toastmaster Mehek. So my target speaker for today is Toastmaster Hirender, and he's going to deliver his level 2 speech from the pathway Presentation Mastery. The duration of the speech is going to be 5 to 7 minutes. The title, please note, is Sorry, but not sorry. And the objective of the speech is, or the purpose, let me put it that way, the purpose of the speech or the project is to be aware of intentional and unintentional body language, as well as to learn, practice, and refine how the speaker uses non-verbal communication when delivering a speech. So I wish Hirender all the very best, and I'll see you after when the general evaluator calls me for sharing the evaluation. Thank you. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Deepti, for sharing the objectives for Toastmaster Hirender's speech. Toastmaster Hirender, I hope that you're ready with your speech, and will this be your position?
Yeah, I hope I'm audible and my audio video is clear.
Yes, you are audible and your video is also clear. So now I will invite you on the stage itself. Toastmaster Hirender, sorry, but not sorry. Sorry, but not sorry. Toastmaster Hirender.
It's 11 a.m. and I got a call. But before I answer my call, let me ask a good question. Whenever we get a call, what are the one word or sentence we generally hear? Just type in any word that we expect to hear or what we generally hear or sentence. Hello, good morning, How are you? The person called me, who was an Indian friend. He just said one sentence that your voice is going to be arrested. Please come quickly. I'm sending you the address. And he hung up. I tried reaching out. His phone was busy. And it just triggered a panic button in somewhere. I started scrolling my phone just to see who I can call. All my relatives are nearly 10,000 miles away in India. Might be getting ready to sleep. I tried my wife, obviously did not answer. And just before the call, it was about 11 a.m. in a New York City. We saw the snowfall has just started. It was about to a coffee break and a harmless gossip time for us. We just entered the room and I got the call. And now I'm thinking what to do. I tried my wife again. She was again not reachable. And that gave me millions of questions. What would have happened? Why the police officer is ready to arrest her? Has she fought with someone? Has she left the gas on? Has the fire alarm went off? What could have happened? I just grabbed my key. All my colleagues, they were wondering what happened. If everything was all right, I was not able to answer to them because I didn't know myself what had happened. My house was nearly 6 miles away from my office, and it takes nearly 4 or 5 minutes normally. When I was running back, it looked like it's an hour journey. Every stop, every signal just stared at me, asking me questions. Every object I looked at, it looked back at me, and everything was like a question mark. Everything I saw, just my brain could process a question mark, whatever I see, no matter what it is. Anyways, I reached to the crime scene, the library. It's a Stanford library. And I entered, rushed in, and I saw a police officer standing right behind my wife. And I saw a real culprit, my 4-year-old daughter, and a 6-year-old boy standing right behind her with his right cheek nearly red. Probably a fingerprint also were visible. I asked to the police officer what happened. I was really terrified because I didn't know what had happened. The police officer informed me that, hey, look, your daughter has hit this boy, and now we are going to charge your family a careless and aggressive parenting. And you might have to pay $300 if they do not protest the other family. Otherwise, it could go further and you might have to appear in the court. With that, it's really a scary feeling because we didn't know anyone in the States, in the US. We hardly knew few colleagues. Obviously, not a familiar feeling. So I went to my daughter. So I'm just going to sit a little bit. I went to my daughter. She is standing very calmly, and I just said, "Beta, just say sorry, and we'll go home." She did not respond. Then I again said, "Beta, just say sorry, and we'll go home." And then she looked at me. No. And there was a pin drop silence. I didn't know what to do now. Before I could say again, then comes the rescue. A boy nearby, he came to us and said, "Uncle, she was right. That boy hit me, pushed her and snatched her toy, and then she slapped him." So then the entire narrative little changed a bit. Everyone got little bit easier. They knew that she is not the culprit. The boy actually started it, and he pushed both my daughter and another boy. And the police officer, she was also listening everything. She took a 360-degree turn, and then she grabbed the other women, brought to us and said, now you apologize to this family. Otherwise, we will charge you for the same that we were about to charge ours. Obviously, they were very quick to apologize, and the matter sorted then and there. And that gave me a realization when we think through that what really had happened. And that's a realization that we love the normal state, the where everything goes smooth. And whenever the normal state is disturbed, we rush to reinstate the normal state. We assume, we we rush to the conclusion without giving it much thought. And that my 4-year daughter, she taught me that everything and every time we don't have to apologize. There are things that we need to think through. And she just taught me a lesson that we have to take our guard, we have to take our stance. And it's not every time that you quickly rush and reinstate the normal. That's all. Thank you.
What a wonderful speech. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Virender, for sharing that beautiful thought that we should not rush to conclusions, but we should have all the perspectives at once take and then follow what follows the suit. So, a great speech. Now, I would request everyone to please take 1 minute of your time and please share your feedback and comments for Toastmaster Virender in the chat below. I would request the timer to please notify once 1 minute is over.
One minute is up.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Neetal. Well, let's come back to our Prepare Speech segment. I would now like to call on our second speaker, that is Toastmaster Chintan. For calling him on stage, let's invite his evaluator, Toastmaster Raja, to please provide the speech objectives for Toastmaster Chintan's speech.
Good morning, everyone. Today, Toastmaster Chintan will be presenting his speech with the title, The Three Magical Words. The project name is Connect with Storytelling. He is on his level 3. Duration of the speech will be 5 to 7 minutes. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Raja. Coming to Toastmaster Chintan, I believe that this would be your speaking position.
Yeah, please confirm, as I don't have laptop today, so need to give a speech with mobile. Is it visible well?
Yes, if there could be more lightning, then it would have been a little better because you're coming a little black.
Is it coming better?
Yeah, little better. Okay, because
And
your audio is fine.
and while I'm new to these teams, especially for Toastmasters, so when someone spotlights me, do I able to see the audience or not?
You will be able to.
Okay,
Okay,
perfect.
So maybe Toastmaster Chintan, currently you are spotlighted. I believe you are able to see the audience as well.
Yes. Now perfect. I think, Mehak,
Yes.
this would be the only best thing for me. So let us go with this setting for visual.
Okay. I hope you would be able to see the timer cards. All right. Toastmaster Chintan, the three magical words. The three magical words, Toastmaster Chintan.
What comes to your mind when you hear the term, the three magical words? I love you, I miss you, or maybe the most important one, salary account credited. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. In 2007, my mother and I began a train journey from a small town of Gujarat to the metro city of Bangalore with so much hope in our heart to get something bigger in life. Although the train was crowded, but me and my mom sat in silence. She is a peaceful lady, a woman with very less words. And I was an introvert. I was very loud, but inside my head. Have you been there? Have you sat in a crowded place but alone? How did it make you feel? We sat in silence for 36 long hours. And as we stepped down, with hope that we'll be landing in a place where everything will be perfect, I felt like an alien landed on a new planet. Everyone was speaking different language. I could not see and read the signboards. Even they were wearing different clothes. Have you felt out of the place that you don't belong there? For a moment, I thought that let's go back. But then we were there as I took admission there in a college. We somehow to converse with an auto driver who charged at the time 800 rupees. And even being from Gujarat, I could not negotiate. He was speaking English better than me. We sat in the auto on the widest road of Bangalore, but both the sides I could see the idli stores and the orientation. The college was at 9. A little bit about me. I had lost my father when I was 7. I lost hope when I lost my father, but I could not express to anyone. And that depression, that dejection, disheartened human being scored 41% in 12th board. So I paid donation to get admission in that college. The orientation was at 9 and the auto stopped at 8:48. On one side, the white, beautiful, big, humongous campus of college. And suddenly I smelled something magical. The pungent smell of sambar. I love idli sambar. I rushed to the idli store. I ordered idli. And my Gujju mom pulled out a packet of khakra. And you guessed it right. I had khakra and tea. But then we went past and zoomed the college. Inside the auditorium, as I reached to the door and I opened the door, a gentleman with a warm smile greeted, asking, "Welcome, introduce yourself." My mind went blank like a night sky. But then my mom pushed me to speak. I spoke in my broken English. Everyone laughed their lungs out. How do you feel when you don't know how to express yourself? That day when I went to drop my mom to the station, she told me the three magical words as the train about to start. And those three magical words were, "I trust you." She trusts me, a boy who had done nothing in his life? How can she? And my peaceful mom melted like a butter with a hot knife as the train disappeared and I stood there as a stone. I went absolute silent. For nights, my mom's words of trust kept on ringing in my ears like a mosquito in the night. I could not get out of it. Slowly, those words of trust, those seeds of trust became hope and courage. I started to speak. I started to go to cyber cafe. I started to meet people from South India so that they didn't know Gujarati and I had to speak English with them. I forced myself to speak. If not for those words, my fear would not have ever disappeared. In your life, maybe your loved ones are in fear, in waiting to hear those three magical words: "I trust you." Today, I am giving a speech as someone who didn't know that I would be giving a speech. And it is all because of the trust that my mom had. Has anyone told you that they trust you? Because if no one has told you, then I'm here to tell you that I trust you. Back to you.
Wonderful speech, Toastmaster Chintan. And I really believe that the kind of message that you have given to all of us is that if no one ever says that uh, someone trusts you or not, you have to have that faith and trust in yourself every time. A great message, I must say. Now, I would request everyone to please give your feedback to Toastmaster Chintan in the chat below. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nathan. Now, coming back as we wrap up with this prepared speech session, let's come back to the theme of the meeting, that was using that unclaimed time in our life, or that something that is not claimed by all of us. Well, there is a time that we find ourselves in life, in silence, simply waking and doing nothing in it. Use it, simply be in it. That's a simple kind of message that I can give. But have you ever experienced that something that is unclaimed amount of your time? Well, we all must have. Now let's experience once again this unclaimed amount of time that we have in our lives, just for once in this meeting right now. For the next 20 seconds, I would want all of us to do absolutely nothing. No talking, no phones, no movement if possible. Let's just sit with ourselves. I will just time for 20 seconds. Just sit with yourself. So the time starts now. Thank you so much, everyone. We are over with 20 seconds. Now, tell me honestly, do you feel longer than 20 seconds? Well, yes, all of us would have been thinking that whenever or well will this time lapse and we can start and we can continue with the meeting as we have planned. Well, this happens. Now, tell me about the time when we are standing and there's a prayer or something that is going on. And if anybody has asked us to please close your eyes for meditation for 5 minutes or for 3 minutes, there is a time that is going on in our mind, like when will this 3 minutes end? Or when will this 5 minutes end? We feel uncomfortable in these hours. We actually feel like we have to do something. This is the time that our minds start racing. Like, what are we doing? What we have to do next? Why are we using this time? Why are we just sitting in silence and not doing something productive? That right there was an empty space. Nothing extraordinary happened. We were just sitting, and yet there was so many things were happening. Your thoughts came back louder. Your awareness increased. You noticed yourself. And that is the power of these small moments. So, whenever in your life you find these empty spaces, believe me, they are not useless. We avoid them because we make us feel ourselves. But maybe that's exactly why we need them. So, when in life, next time you get a pause, don't rush to fill it, sink in it, sit in it, even if it feels unfamiliar. Because sometimes the clarity that we are searching is something that you will find in those empty moments itself. Yes, Toastmaster Raja.
I was reading one book last month, and there was one concept which is known as post-Olympic blues. Whenever a participant participates in Olympics, he or she always faces post-Olympic blues. Either he or she will win the medal or not, because after Olympics they get vacant time where world is not watching them. For example, you you might have heard about Phelps. He has won around 28 Olympic medals, and around 23 medals were gold medals. To put in perspective, India has won 10 gold medals as a country till now. So that is the stature of Michael Phelps, and he got arrested after the Olympics in 2012 for taking the drugs. These empty spaces are very difficult for people who do not have goals after certain point of time. But it is a gold mine for people who have goals with them, who have future perspective with them. So this is my take. This is one of the important
Yes,
topics.
absolutely. Absolutely, Toastmaster Raja. I think this is something that we have just proved that these moments can also turn unproductive if not used efficiently by each one of us. And that's why initially I just referred and said that let's not say them that they are unproductive, but well, eventually they will turn unproductive hours and unproductive moments in your life if you are just doing nothing for a very long time. That's for sure. Because the goal is here not to make every hour or every moment productive. This is a syndrome that happens with every one of us. For instance, if we are moving in just one direction and we feel that at certain places in our lives they feel empty because we are doing nothing in those moments in our life. It could be for 2 seconds, it could be 5 seconds, it could be 20 seconds, it could be an hour. But when these moments stretch a lot and when the thoughts or the negative thoughts come in our minds, then in that case it becomes an unproductive hour of our life. So that's why I said that we need to sink in to these moments, to feel, to look around, to notice and to observe, to be present in this moment. It's not to be unproductive, but to be present where you are at the moment. Now, with this thought, let's move on and let's move to our table topic segment. I would like to invite on stage our table topic master, Toastmaster Soumya, to come up on stage and to give us some topics for the impromptu speaking to our members and guests.
Thank you, Mehak, for inviting me on stage. And good morning to everyone. So when I look around this room and throughout the other meetings, I see that this is a group of intellectuals, a group of deep thinkers, right? So what we are going to do with today's table topics is that I will give you a topic which is related to a conspiracy theory. And your goal is to argue in favor of it. Okay, I understand that most of you may not believe in it, but the goal is to argue in the favor of it and speak for 1 to 2 minutes. Why are we doing this? Because our lives are full of nihilism. So these beliefs are as good as any. So let's go with it. Who wants to go first? Okay, I am going to pick someone if I do.
Shweta Bansali has raised her hand.
Okay. Yeah, please help me with it. I cannot see any hands here.
Shweta, you can call Shweta.
Okay. Toastmaster Shweta, can you come on the stage? Awesome. Okay. Oh, yeah. So for you, the topic for you is we have been visited by time travelers from the future. Over to you. I think you're on mute.
Sorry. Can you repeat, please?
Yes, sure. So the topic is we have been visited by time travelers from the future.
Oh my God. Such calmness here. Such peace here. This is so good. How are you people living like this? Do you even know we don't have electricity? We don't have water? We don't have even good food to eat. Not even oxygen to breathe. Can you believe that? Well, stop exploiting the nature until you have it. We are telling you the future. We are coming from there. Kindly save water. Kindly stop global warming. If you will stop putting these plastic waste, scientific waste, take care of it, you will be saving water and food for your future generations. You will be giving oxygen to breathe. Oh, come on, people. Come on, human beings. Just save planet. This earth is given for us to live here, not to exploit it. Stop cutting trees. I am showing you the future because I'm coming from there. But what are you doing? You have this peace, you have this calmness, you have this food and water and oxygen because your previous generation saved it. But you, my dear, at this present moment are exploiting it. See our condition. Do we look like you? No, right? Because you are exploiting and we will be suffering. Stop it and make us also feel the peace, the calmness, and also the beauty that you are experiencing. Please save our planet. Over to you, Table Topic Master.
Lovely. Thank you, Toastmaster Shweta. That was awesome. You gave us a message in such a topic. That's great. But I love the fact that you yourself are the future time traveler, like time traveler from the future. That's the best way to argue for something. Okay. Who's going to go next? Can you help me with the hands?
It's Yogendra.
Okay. Toastmaster Yogendra, can you?
Yeah, hi.
Hi. All right. So the topic for you is that pigeons are secretly surveillance drones. Pigeons are pigeons or birds. They are secretly surveillance drones meant to spy on us.
Pigeon are secretly
Surveillance drones. So they are meant to spy on us. They are sent by government to spy on us or someone to spy on us.
okay. Can you just change? Can you just change the topic?
Okay, sure. Fine. We aliens live amongst us disguised as humans.
Aliens lives among us
Yes, disguised as human beings.
disguised as human being.
Yes.
Okay. So some point of time, as human being, we perceive ourselves in such a way that we are alien, and means some point of time we behave accordingly what we are, and some point of time we are not, right? And it depend on the situation, it depend on the circumstances, and it require, and accordingly we are just behaving like that. So it is kind of the paradigm shift, right? So the transactional analysis, or you can say the paradigm shift. So in the same scenario, means some point of time, say for example, means I observe many of the people. Like say for example, once upon a time, I just observed one the branch manager. I was just sitting with the branch manager, and his supervisor just screwing him like anything. But he was very much disturbed. But at the same time, because he was a good friend of mine, so he was just talking to me in a very softer manner. And at the same time, one customer came into his cabin, and the customer was shouting like anything, and he was just managing his that customer in a very different manner. Absolutely, the means change the facial expression and the changes of the mood. And at the same time, his boss was just calling again and again to him that why this work is not being done, and what you are doing, and this that so many things. So in the three scenario, he was just handling his boss. At the same time, he was just treating to me, and the same time he was just handling the customer. In the same scenario, he was just handling the all the kind of situation. And at some point of time, he was very means means reluctant, but he just justifies his role, and that's it. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Yogendra. Yes, friends can be aliens too. Uh, let's have one from the room, Colonel Prem or Kanika. Colonel Prem. Why did you come? Yes, it's okay. You need to stand here. It's Yes, so your topic is pigeons are secret surveillance drones, and I think.
Okay, all right. Yeah, morning, my Toastmaster friends. So pigeons are secret surveillance drones. Drones are the in thing today. And we have seen drones sort of making devastating sort of impact in the Russian-Ukraine war, as also in the present ongoing Iran, Israel, and US conflict in the Gulf. And lots of the drones have been used. And if we take our minds back to the good old days, when we had these birds, different kinds of birds, and sent by these opposing forces for the surveillance, and they had some, let's say, paper and then wrapped to something, and then they would go to the other opposing force with some message, or also come back, with something. Today, of course, there are gadgets, these cameras, etc., which have also been fixed or tagged onto these birds, and countries are making use of that. And yes, and very secretly they get lots of information about the opposing forces and their deployment and so on. And in fact, drones are a cheaper way of surveillance, as also making an impact or adverse sort of impact for the opposing forces. And the countries are definitely making this. So I think maybe with all the robotics and internet of all this which is happening, and more of the technology, they can, I think, be made greater use of. And these birds can also play more important role in this surveillance. So yes, indeed, these pigeons are being used for this secretly serving as surveillance drones. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Prem. It sounds like you're speaking from experience. So what,
I think
Colonel Prem's
Colonel Prem's friend Vishal has joined in.
Okay.
So you can just introduce.
Sure. So I hear that we have Colonel Prem's friend online, Vishal. Have they been introduced?
I think they're not here.
Okay, so
We joined now.
just not, okay. So we have guest and would like to maybe have, maybe introduce them and then we'll give him a topic.
Mr. Vishal.
So, Mr. Vishal.
So, Toastmaster Soumya, I don't see anybody by the name Vishal in the participants, at least as of now.
Okay.
Have they joined with a different name by any chance? I see Yogendra, who's a guest, who's already spoken actually. But other than that, I don't see Vishal.
Vishal joined, but I think he left. I can see in the chat history.
Okay, okay.
So Sadhana Smriti is your location, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, no worries.
We have one guest, Kashish Mehta, so we can go with him.
Sure. Let's go with Kashish, guest Kashish. Would you like to go?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, spotlight. Great. So Kashish, your topic is the Earth. The Earth is flat. The Earth is flat. Guest Kashish.
When I was in school, I was told that sun rises in east and sets in the west. I grew up and went to senior classes. Then I came to know that sun is at the stationary point and it is Earth that is rotating. Now I have one of my friends here, Shweta, who has come from future, and she's saying that they have invented time machine, and they are saying that in future classes they are teaching our childs that the Earth is flat. So I am like very shocked that how can this happen? Like once I was told that it's sun which rises from east and sets to west, and then it's saying that Earth is rotating around sun, and now they are saying Earth is flat. I am really shocked. I believe scientists should firstly do research and then give one conclusion and not change the statements very rapidly, because it's very difficult for us to remember the syllabus. So yeah, life has become very difficult with such a evolving syllabus. Thank you.
Thanks, Kashish. That is great. Alright, let's take a few more. Are there any hands? Is that Deepti? Toastmaster Deepti? Yes. Okay. Let's have Toastmaster Deepti. For Toastmaster Deepti, your topic is COVID vaccine was actually used as a vehicle to put chip inside our bodies. COVID vaccine was actually used to put chip inside our bodies. Toastmaster Deepti.
Is that a topic for me?
Yes, exactly. It's for you. Have to give it a fun to you.
Okay. I feel I'm behaving differently nowadays. So I start recollecting what all did I do or take or eat or drink in the last few days. I don't feel anything different. Then I move on further back, think through. And what I realize is that the only thing that I've done differently is get a COVID vaccine. Yes, it's been almost 4 years, more than that, but that's the only direct injection that I've had in my body. Is that the reason why I've become smarter, brighter, prettier, and I'm kind of sharp at everything that I deal with? But what was in that vaccine that has done all this to me? I put on my thinking cap, turn on my thinking mode. Wait, what? Thinking cap and thinking mode? That's never the way I've spoken about things or thought about things. I'm usually a heart person. I think from my heart. Maybe, just maybe, there was some adulteration done in the COVID vaccine then. And I remember reading rumors. There are chips that they install in us. Could that be true? I ask you, Madam Table Topic Master.
Wow. That sounded very lovely. Lovely. Thank you, Toastmaster Deepti. Why don't we have Toastmaster Kanika now from the room? Okay, fine. Sure. Thank you. Okay, so the topic for you is that the moon landing was fake in 1969. Moon landing was fake. Fake by NASA. Yes.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and your guests. We are seeing today in the world, when the war is going on, every day there is some fake report or the other. We don't know what to trust, what not to trust. Whenever there is war, each country says they are winning. And we get such convincing news from every side that we tend to believe that, yes, this is right, and we don't know what is happening. Why I have brought up these lies is because countries, to claim that they have progressed, say a lot of lies, things that they may not have achieved, but they want to claim that we have done this, we have done that. So I would say that in 1969, when the US claimed that they have landed on the moon, so that I don't think was true, because moon has so many craters. How can anybody land on the moon? These people claim all sorts of things to try to convince us that they are superpowers, that they can do anything. They can go to the moon, they can go to Mars. But do you think that it actually happened? I don't think so. I think it's impossible for anyone to land on the moon. How can you make such claims? You think we are fools? And that's what they do it so convincingly that we do get fooled. Isn't that happening today also? Where US says that we have destroyed Iran, we have annihilated them completely. And at the same time, Iran says we are still strong, we are still powerful. So this, I would say, landing on the moon is just like any other lie that advanced countries have made to prove that they are ahead of everyone. Over to you. Take the topic.
Yeah. Thank you, Toastmaster Pradika. You all are showing why you went to the contest. Even with these topics, they sound like prepared speeches and already so much thought has been put. That's awesome. So I see Toastmaster Raja. Let's bring you on. And okay, so the topic for you is many influential world leaders in the world are actually AI-powered humanoid robots. Many world leaders are actually AI robots. Over to you, Toastmaster Raja.
Can you please repeat?
Many world leaders are actually AI robots. They're not humans, they are artificial intelligence. Let's say Trump is an AI-powered robot to make it.
Good afternoon, everyone. Many influential world leaders are actually AI robots. Now, that sounds like something straight out of a science fiction movie, doesn't it? But let's pause for a moment. What if we don't take it literally but symbolically? Today, we are living in a world driven by algorithms. Data tells us what to watch, what to buy, and what to think. And sometimes it feels like leaders too are operating on programmed responses, carefully crafted speech, predictable decisions, and politically correct answers. So the real question is not are they robots? The real question is, are we losing the human touch in real leadership? Because great leadership is not about perfect answers. It's about empathy, courage, and authenticity. No machine, no matter how advanced, can truly understand human emotions, struggles, and hopes. And if leadership can ever become completely robotic, we may gain efficiency, but we will lose connection with each other. Over to you, table topic master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Raja. That is also a great one with the message. I think I'll take one more, right? So let's take one from the yeah. Is there any guest that hasn't gone yet? Okay, if not, would someone like to volunteer? Or I will.
You can give a chance to Toastmaster Geeta and Chintan.
Sure. Toastmaster Geeta, would you like to go? Perfect. Okay, so Toastmaster Geeta, the topic for you is that we live inside a simulation. We live inside a simulation, Toastmaster Geeta. Simulation. Yeah. You're on mute, Toastmaster Geeta.
I don't know the meaning of the last word you have spoken.
So simulation means that imagine that we are part of a big computer game and we ourselves are, let's say, artificial intelligence. We are not humans, we are artificial intelligence and it's running on some person's computer as a video game.
No, I won't be able to speak. No.
Okay, let's take another one. Ghosts exist. There is, yeah. Is that okay? Ghosts exist.
Ghosts, I think ghosts exist means that is our thoughts, which are just cluttering our mind all the time. And it is basically the negative thoughts which are cluttering to our mind that we have a feeling of loneliness, sometimes frustration, and sometimes that I don't trust myself. So what I believe is ghosts are only our thoughts and not the positive thoughts, only the negative thoughts, which let us down by not that we are not a perfect person. I cannot do this. I cannot do that. So what I believe that ghost persists means that it's only our thoughts, nothing else. This much I can say right now.
Thank you. That's powerful. Um, do we have any other, or do we even have time, or should we close this section?
I think Toastmaster Soumya, I think we should close and move to the next now.
Perfect. All right. Again, thank you everyone for participating such sportily. I think I'm glad that most Toastmasters don't believe in conspiracy theories. Otherwise, you would have made the world believe in them. So, thanks for that. And with that, I'll hand over the mic back to Toastmaster Meg.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Soumya, for conducting a wonderful table topic session with such beautiful topics for all the members and the guests. Now, let's come back to the theme and let's get to a conclusion of how we can use these empty spaces that we have in our lives. The first thing is that to observe and to be present in the moment. If we have certainly some of the gaps in our lives, the pauses, we can look around, we can notice people, look at the silence and notice yourself. This is one of the best way to utilize those empty spaces. The second one is to be creative. A little idea, a thought, your next idea won't come when you are busy. It comes when you are at pause. So create something in that empty space in your life. Feel. Don't avoid the emotions also. Try to feel something in yourselves. Sometimes these spaces can be used to bring out the emotions in ourselves. Maybe they are the messages of how we can utilize our moments and our lives better in time. So don't avoid these emotions. The next could be just be yourself. Sometimes you don't need to do anything at all because empty space just not need to be filled with everything. You can experience something within yourselves. And lastly, tie it back beautifully. So in the next time you find yourself in a lift, in silence, or simply waiting for the next meeting, don't rush or don't escape. Use it. Simply be in the moment. Because in the end, life is not something that has been lived in those big moments. It is quietly built in the small spaces in between. And before I end, I want you all to leave with this one final thought. Even here in Toastmasters, we are taught something very interesting. That we are encouraged to take pauses in between our speeches, but the short pauses. Because these pauses give our words meaning, the clarity, and the impact. But at the same time, we also know that if we pause for a very long time, we are going to risk our time and we can even be disqualified for it. And maybe that's exactly how life works too. We don't need to fill every moment, but we cannot also be stuck in the emptiness forever. Life is not about avoiding the pauses in the time that we have got. It's not about living in them either. It's about to realize that when to pause and when to move on. So the next time you find yourself in the empty moment, take that pause, breathe in it, feel it, but don't get lost in it. Take that short pause because just like a good speech, a good life is not made of constant noise nor of endless silence. It's just made of meaningful pauses in between. So think about it. Next time when you have to take a pause, take a short pause, but a meaningful one. Thank you. With this, now I would welcome on stage our general evaluator for the day, Toastmaster Mohit to please provide your feedback and evaluation for the meeting as a whole.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mahek. What an amazing journey it has been so far. So much learning and so much growth. I already feel like personally I've gained so much, and I think both from the table topics, the speeches, and everything that you've talked about, this pauses and how best we can leverage those. It's a great elevation in our journeys. Now it's time for us to hear from our evaluators. First, we would like to bring on stage the prepared speech evaluators. Our first speaker today was Toastmaster Hirender, and Toastmaster Hirender's speech was going to be evaluated by Toastmaster Deepti. So let's welcome on stage Toastmaster Deepti and Toastmaster Hirender. Where are you? Let me highlight you as well. Okay, Toastmaster Deepti, it's over to you for evaluating Toastmaster Hirender's speech.
Right. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mohit. What an engaging speech delivered by you today, Hirinder. Right from the start, you hooked us all by narrating the time. I actually checked the watch. It was close to 11. That's the power of hooking the audience. So starting with that hook, brilliantly done. And then you went on to narrate your story. Your story also started with a question, which is about taking a call and how would somebody respond. So even if the audience was being lost or somebody was busy somewhere, they came back to your speech because you engaged them. So it's always lovely to start with a hook and engage the audience. That said, when you moved on, you started building on the story. It was more, so in technical writing, we call it as progressive disclosure. You did not reveal the story out at the first instance. You kept building up on the suspense. You got a call, you had to rush, there was distance to be covered, and the way you built the pain, it was visible, which is also the purpose of the speech. You had to incorporate definite or non-verbal body language. The pain was visible on your face, which is what kept me hooked. The drama which happened once you reached the library, I could almost imagine or visualize. So you beautifully painted the picture. So in short or in totality, the build-up of the story was very strong. However, to make every great story even bigger, better, and greater, there are some nuances that we can take care of. The first little nuance that I noticed was culture. So we spoke about the distance in miles. At this point in time, there's an Indian audience who usually thinks in terms of kilometers. Maybe when you're talking about miles, you can also give a translation to the kilometers. A small thing might make a little big difference. The second point, which is more focused on your body language purpose or objective, is you were delivering the speech in a standing position. Use the stage area, move around. If you would have noticed, I've been standing at the same point for the last minute. And I'm not sure how many of us were actually hooked to what I was saying. Your thoughts would have swayed. But if I move a little, I will take you along with me. That's the power of using stage movement. So definitely when you're delivering a speech in a standing position, use the stage space, come closer. Okay, how you could do it is when the inspector was talking to you or you were speaking with your daughter, you can actually look into the screen, come closer, say sorry, and we'll go away. Change the tone of your language to make the effect of a story. So these are some little nuances that you can take care of. Otherwise, amazingly well put speech. The structure was brilliant. I loved the style, which was in a progressive disclosure, suspense build, pain visible. Good luck to you. for your next speech. Hirinder, look forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepti. It definitely looks like an evaluation coming from someone who has been on the division level, like recently. I really applaud your attention to detail, the fact that you were actually giving the evaluation like a speech itself. And also, your evaluation was very encouraging for the speaker. So thank you once again, Toastmaster Deepti. Now I would like to call on stage our second evaluator, who's Toastmaster Raja. Toastmaster Raja evaluated Toastmaster Chintan's speech. So it's over to you, Toastmaster Raja.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mohit. First of all, I would like to appreciate you for stepping up and taking the speaker role on the spot, Toastmaster Chintan. That itself shows great courage and a true Toastmaster spirit. You began your speech with a question, which immediately grabbed our attention and made us curious to listen more. I also noticed how you kept the audience engaged by asking questions during the speech. This is a powerful technique that many great speakers use effectively. One thing I particularly enjoyed was your use of personal stories. I once heard from a great speaker that the best speeches come from personal experiences with a clear lesson drawn. And you demonstrated exactly that today. It made your speech relatable and meaningful. And of course, your charming smile added warmth and connection throughout your delivery. Now, a few suggestions that can make your speech even better. Since this was a virtual speech, try delivering it while standing. This naturally improves your energy, posture, and confidence. Also, improving the lighting will help the audience clearly see your facial expressions during your speech delivery, which are key part of communication. Lastly, whenever you ask a question, give the audience a brief pause to think and respond. It will make your interaction even more impactful. To conclude, I truly appreciate your confidence, your engaging style, and your ability to connect through personal storytelling. With just a few small improvements, you are well on your way to becoming an even more powerful speaker. Thank you so much. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Raja. Toastmaster Raja, you demonstrated what we commonly call as a CRC approach, which is to start with a commendation, then add recommendations, and then end the evaluation again with commendations. So somebody recently asked me, why is it that we have to talk about the positives so much when it's all about learning, it's all about, the feedback for building ourselves up. So then I asked this to a mentor. He told me that we build that up so that we can get the speaker to listen to us. We reinforce the positives and the speaker knows that the person has actually heard me out, then they will be more open to hearing our suggestions and recommendations also. So thank you once again. Huge round of applause for Toastmaster Raja. And this now brings us to the second part of the evaluation, where I would be inviting my tag role players to share their reports. I'll start off with the timer for the day. Our timer for the day, Toastmaster Neetal, the stage is yours now.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mohit. So definitely we had time in check today. It's 12:20 p.m. and we still have 10 minutes to complete our meeting. So kudos to everyone. Though we did not have the rules picked up, we are completing our meeting on time. Coming to the timer. So Toastmaster Chintan and Toastmaster Hirinder were well within the time. Toastmaster Hirinder took 7 minutes and Toastmaster Chintan took 6 minutes 90 seconds. Coming to table topics, Toastmaster Shweta took 2 minutes, Toastmaster Yogendra 2 minutes 15 seconds, Toastmaster Prem 2 minutes, Toastmaster Kashish 1 minute, Toastmaster Deepti 1 minute 30 seconds, Toastmaster Kanika 2 minutes 20 seconds, Toastmaster Raja 1 minute 30 seconds. Only disqualification we have is Toastmaster Geeta, who took 50 seconds. So she has not completed, she has not come to the green card. And coming to evaluation, Toastmaster Deepti took 3 minutes 20 seconds and Toastmaster Raja took exact 2 minutes, which makes him qualified for the voting. So that was a wonderful meeting with well within the time. And with this, I'll conclude my report. Back to you, Toastmaster Mohit. You're on mute, Mohit.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Neetal. A precise to the point report with clear takeaways for the speakers. Thank you once again. Let's call on stage over our counter for the day. Toastmaster Kanika. Which camera should I switch on? Okay, that one. Okay, over to you, Toastmaster Kanika.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mohit. And I will take Toastmaster Mehek's message. Don't rush to fill the gaps. And that's the tendency we have while talking. So let's see how many people have used filler words to fill the gaps. Starting with Toastmaster Mohit, you have used 6 times, once, so 3 times, and you know once, and once. Toastmaster Neetal, so once, and once. Toastmaster Mehek, twice, and once. Toastmaster Soumya, 3 times, so once. Toastmaster Geeta, 3 times. Toastmaster Deepti, 5 times, once, so 3 times, you know once. Toastmaster Hirinder, once, once, and once. Colonel Prem, 6 times, 3 times, you know once, and 3 times. Toastmaster Raja used and 3 times. Toastmaster Chintan, just one Toastmaster Shweta was flawless. Toastmaster Yogendra, 5 times, once, so once. Toastmaster Kashish, twice, once, and once. Toastmaster Kanika, so 3 times, you know once. And that's all I can catch in my speech. So that was my report. And this is all the best to all the speakers so that in future we are alert to these filler words and we improve our speaking. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Mohit.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kanika. Another very precise report. And with that, we get to our grammarian for the day. And I would like to invite on stage Toastmaster Geeta to present her report.
Yeah, regarding Hirinder, the flow was missing. And but good example, and the example he quoted was very good, but the flow was missing and needs some improvement, what I think. Though I am myself is a dumb person, but I am just finding out the faults in others, so I'm very sorry for it. And Toastmaster Chintan, the very good example of his real life. Very good, and doing something which you feared the most. He feared the most for communicating with others, and he does that thing. A very encouraging speech, a very encouraging story, that trust in yourself. It's a real life example, and I love that thing very much, very much. And a nihilism word is only used by Soumya once, and none of the others. And Shweta's speech was very meaningful speech. And Yogender used for so many times. I means what I feel in Yogender's speech. And Kashish is very fast while speaking. Like he is revising something from the book. Like it's not looking like a speech. He was very fast and not up to the mark which I found. Kashish. And for Raja is is very efficient and up to the mark and very good, very good. Watch, and I'm sorry if I said something wrong for somebody. I don't know what I felt. I have written in the copy.
No, thank you so much, Geeta ji. A huge round of applause. It was your debut role as the grammarian. You've done your best, and that's what matters. Thank you so much. And it's not easy to give feedback, right? That's one of the things we will learn over time, right? How to give feedback in a manner so that it's more and more constructive. And it's a journey. So, and you have started it, so that's great. I would just suggest that going forward, you can, like you mentioned about nihilism, how many times it was used, Somya used it. You can also look at other words. So as the grammarian, your main focus is any new words that you think people have used, which have added to their speech. And aha counter and other things are taken care of by the aha counter who's there and other role players. So that the focus remains clear for the role players. That's all the suggestions I have, and you're on the right path. Thank you once again. Huge round of applause once again for Geeta ji. And now I would want to check Toastmaster Mehak. Is there any concluding remarks that you still have for your theme, or are we done? Okay, perfect. Okay, that brings me to the end of this general evaluation segment. But before I hand over the stage to the presiding officer, I would just give a brief summary of how I think we did. In the beginning, I said that we will, in the role of the general evaluation, we will always want to cover three parts: what happened before the meeting, what happened during the meeting, and what happened after the meeting. So before the meeting today, we have seen that the roles were not taken by the role players in time. You get back as much as you put in Toastmasters. So if you come forward, take up a role, you will take a lot back. If you choose not to participate, then there's no learning that will happen. Even though we fear it, and we've seen examples today, even though it is difficult, even though it is challenging, but this is a safe space where we are practicing, where we will get genuine feedback. So before the meeting, definitely there's a room for us to grow, to come forward, take up the roles, talk to each other if there is any difficulty anybody is facing, so we can support them even before the meeting happens. So that's the before part. Now, during the meeting, we have experienced a wonderful meeting today. Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Mehak. She has done a lot of pre-work to be able to deliver such a section. So a huge round of applause for Toastmaster Mehak as the Toastmaster of the day. The table topics master, Toastmaster Somya, she brought in a very different way of doing the table topics. It was like talking about the conspiracy theories and trying to push the envelope for all of us to be able to come and speak on those topics. So huge kudos, and it shows that she had done some pre-work as well to deliver such a section. So huge round of applause for her as well in her role as the table topics master. The grammarian of the day, Geeta ji, right? She brought a new word for us. She actually prepared. She asked when she was feeling some difficulties in the backstage group. So, and I think she did a decent job as the debut role player. So a huge round of applause to Geeta. You've set an example for all of us to do our best. That's what we have to do. We don't have to compare ourselves with anybody else. The aha counter and the timer today were taken on impromptu, and kudos to Toastmaster Neetal and Toastmaster Kanika for playing your part so well. And particularly want to highlight Toastmaster Neetal because she's as the EC or the club officer, she's also nudging others to take up roles. Like I can't think of any time when somebody's taken a speaker role without advance notice. And today we saw such a beautiful speech by Toastmaster Chintan. It was, of course, Chintan is to be given credit for that. But even before that, somebody like Toastmaster Neetal, who gives the right encouragement and sometimes a little nudge also to come forward and deliver it. So round of applause for Neetal. Both our speakers, Toastmaster Hirinder is setting a bars which is so high for all of us because he's coming back on the stage again and again. And today's speech was amazing, and we are seeing his own journey progress at a exponential pace. So thank you, Toastmaster Hirender. For Toastmaster Chintan, I have no words. I think all of you know the speech and there were so many takeaways. Both our evaluators did a fantastic job, Toastmaster Deepthi and Toastmaster Raja. I think thanks to Neetal again for nudging Deepthi as well to take up the role of the evaluator and Raja to take up the role of the evaluator. So that's the learning, right? We learn negotiation and getting our people to come up is one of the skills that we have to learn. And I can't see of any other better example of somebody who's demonstrating it in front of us other than Neetal. So thank you. Now coming to the after segment of the meeting. I have observed that whenever the meeting happens, like right now, it's 12:30, the meeting is about to be over. There's a lot of enthusiasm. There will be a lot of like kudos, a lot of appreciations. We will share the posters of who were the top role players today. So for a day or two, the excitement level would be that high. But then third day, it will dip down, dip down. And then when we have the time to take up the roles, it's almost flat. And that's where we need to improve. We need to come forward, support each other, and take up roles so that we don't dip in the energy levels. We still keep exchanging ideas. It could be right, wrong, whatever, but have more and more engagement so that we can all grow in the process. That's my report as the general evaluator today. A little different than the usual, but I hope it was useful for all of us. And with that, I would like to hand over the stage to the presiding officer. I played the role of the presiding officer in the beginning, but I would like to call on stage Hirinder also for a minute, who's the actual president for us. So Hirinder, if you could come on stage for a moment and join me in getting some feedback and closing the meeting off. Great, great, Hirinder.
Thank you. Am I audible?
Yes, Hirinder, you are.
I hope you could conclude. I did not have anything to add, but such a great evaluation, great meeting. Again, thank you everyone for joining in and participating. It was wonderful meeting to see you all, and thank you.
Great.
Have a great,
Thank you. And hello.
great Sunday
Hi.
ahead.
That's your daughter, we can see.
Yeah, she just went off.
Okay. Let's hear from Kashish, who has been here all the time for the meeting. Your feedback about today's session, Kashish.
Let's ask people to vote as well.
Okay, thank you, Neetal. We have the voting link on the chat box. Request everybody to take 1 minute, and Neetal, if you could time a minute so everybody can put in their votes. Yes, Kashish, so over to you.
Yeah, so it was wonderful session. I really learned a lot. So thank you, Geetaji, for feedback. I actually realized that I speak in a very fast pace. That's the feedback that I am hearing from like quite a long time. But yeah, still don't finding the ways to slow down the pace. Looking forward to have the tips and suggestion on that as well. Apart from that, all the speeches are very good. Even like I was shocked to see that a person giving a prepared speech section as impromptu. So it was like a great representation of confidence. So I think there's still a lot to learn for me, and looking forward to collaborate with you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kashish. Huge round of applause. And yeah, that's what we are here for. We imagine we come here week after week, and we've seen examples of people completely becoming a totally different person in a matter of 6 months to a year. So you're in the right place. I think we can all vouch for that. If you need any help, any support, we are all there to do that. I see Toastmaster Kanika has her hand raised. So yes, Kanika, it's over to you.
Yeah, so first of all, it was a wonderful meeting. And now actually I wanted to speak because I want to thank Soumya and Colonel Prem for making this physical possible. And there was a delay because both of us got lost and we were just, circling the place. So these hitches, I think, will be there in future also. But I'm happy that you all started the meeting even though we were not there. And that's how I think we have to take it ahead for some time till, this becomes a regular thing. And Soumya and I have decided that we are going to do it. So wish us luck. And other than that, I'm participating in an international contest, which is they are selecting the top 100 speakers for which I have to record a trailer video and send today. So I'm here to get your good wishes. Please wish me luck, all of you.
Absolutely, Toastmaster Kanika, our luck and your, it is said that wherever you put in the hard work, the luck favors, right? And that's what you have been doing. You've been setting an example for us to come on the stage every time there's an opportunity, and today is no exception as the our counter role. So yes, we would love to hear more about it and love to, be part of your journey in some way about that international speech that you're participating in. So definitely, best wishes.
Thank you.
Or okay, and yeah, all those. I just want to echo whatever Kanika has said about the in-person setting. And thanks once again to Soumya, Kanika, Colonel Prem, who were there in person to make this possible. Whoever is in Delhi, especially Gurgaon, do make it a point to attend in person. And our club offers both the options, right? If you can't make it in person someday, you can always go the remote way. And those who are, of course, from different cities continue to join. And we've made it very smooth over a period of time. We've learned today was probably the smoothest, right? There were no hiccups. The audio, video, everything was perfect. And we could see hybrid in front of us in very seamless manner. So thanks for making it possible once again, Kanika, Soumya, Colonel Prem. Okay, and with that, yes,
One more
Soumya.
point. Yeah,
Yeah,
just to
Soumya.
add something for the in-person. See, after every meeting, Colonel Prem serves us this amazing ladoos or goodies. So that's that's something you will never get in a online only. We just had one after it. So yeah.
Wow, wow.
I'm sure for it.
So yeah, one more thing to add there. See, yesterday there was this division contest where Kanika, Deepti, and Mehak participated. Umesh was there as well, and I got to know that our international, the world, one of the speakers from Gurgaon who's participated in the semi-finals for international speech contest, distinguished Toastmaster Rupinder Singh. He's expressed his interest to come and become part of this club, at least attend whenever he possibly can. So the meeting after the next Sunday, not the coming Sunday, but the one following that, we will invite him. And when a person of his stature comes, right, there are a lot of other fan who will also follow. So I will request all of us to give him a nice welcome and host him, and also use this as an opportunity to spread the word about our club and especially the in-person setting that we have available. So thanks once again. And with that, we come to the end of this meeting, unless anybody has any other final words to say. Yes, Toastmaster Hirinder.
Just
I
quick
cannot stop
question.
you. You are the president. Over to you.
Be attending in person or joining online?
Sorry, Hirinder, can you say that again?
The speaker that you just mentioned is going to attend in-person meeting or will he be joining online?
So the hybrid setting that we have, he will attend the meeting in Gurgaon in Sector 43, this facility that we see where Kanika and Soumya are currently being seen on the screen. This facility, he would be attending, and we would, of course, experience, all of us would experience his speech and his experience online also. I hope it's clear.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
the better
clear. Thank you,
experience would be in person. So it's better that you all try to come here, as many of you, especially when he's coming, Toastmaster Rupinder.
Yes, yes, yeah. Whoever is in Delhi NCR is like encouraged to be in person, but yeah, it would be the hybrid that would continue. Okay, all right. Thank you once again. I hope everybody has filled out the votes. The link is on the chat box. If you haven't already filled it out, please do so. And Sweta, yeah, go ahead. You have something to share.
Yes, Mohit sir. First of all, I would like to congratulate everyone. And hello, Kanika ma'am. And also, Mehek, what a beautiful and calming way of doing a Toastmaster of the day. Congratulations. I loved it thoroughly. And what a important thing to talk about, because awareness is so important of these empty spaces. I loved it and I really wanted to appreciate you for the same, because I have seen whenever you bring these things, you bring so much of calmness along that shows your growth as well. And Toastmaster of the Day is needed to do that so that the meeting goes smoothly. And I just had this thing to say. I know it's already over time, but I just wanted to say this. It was coming so, like, so much from my inside, and I wanted to do that. And as always, Mohit sir, it's always a learning experience, though I attended after a long time, but beautiful meeting. I don't know how you manage this hybrid setup, but you do so. But amazing and great work, everyone. What a growth of these two clubs, and literally hats off to everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kanika, and keep visiting us. It's very encouraging to have you as part of a.
Shweta.
Yeah, what did I say? I'm lost over. What did I say?
Kanika ma'am.
Kanika, yeah, Kanika. Sweta, yeah, yes. Yeah, it's very encouraging to hear these words from you, Sweta. And it is so, your presence alone conveys so much, and everything else that you add in terms of your words is just bonus. So thanks once again. Okay, with that, we come to the end of this meeting, and we will meet next week. Uh, we will share the results offline. Nital, would you have anything more to add? Have you seen the results already by any chance, or do we convey the results offline?
We'll convey it offline. I did not see.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thanks once again, everyone, for joining. We'll wrap it up there. Bye-bye. Have a good rest of the weekend.
Okay, bye bye.
Bye-bye.